we're back. Vlog number 2. Now, today I'm going to talk a little bit about my book and how I'm putting it together. In my last video, my first ever vlog, I kind of mentioned how I'm working on working on writing a book. So I thought I'd share the process that I go through to write that book and the details that go into that and kind of how I do it. So when I go to write a book, I guess, to be fair, I've started many books before because I've aspired to be a writer and author. So when I go to write one, I have a certain process I go through in order to do that. I start with really brainstorming the topics. So I have a sheet here where I've got tons of things on it. I'm just brainstormed different topics I want to talk about, different chapters I might have in my book, and so it's kind of all thought out and different things I want to cover. Yeah, so I brainstorm everything I want to put in the book as far as content, what I want to say, kind of how I want to say it, things I want to include. So my book's going to be about getting a job and why jobs matter and how we can learn from our jobs. So one of the things I have on here is how to drop your job search ego. So realize that you don't need to go for the best job you can find or keep looking forever. You can take a job you might not want to take and actually get a lot out of it. Being willing to learn, that's on here, something I want to cover in my book because that's a big deal. Your real world education. So we all go to school, but when we go out and work, we get a real world education as far as the different things we experience in the day-to-day, and we mold the two worlds of the classroom and the working world together so we can gain a broader perspective of our understanding of things and how to do things. I've got a chapter about communication, personal ownership, how to change your scary boss, not being average, the power of having fun, don't spend all your paychecks, do what others will not. So this is actually a double-sided sheet. So I had planned over 50 chapters, 50 different topics I thought about writing, and in the process, I guess it's fair to say I went through and I typed up the list, and I've been going through it and checking it off as I've been working on it, and I'm getting really close to being done. It's all coming together. I could probably be done, if not very close to being done, first full rough draft of the book by the end of the week, if not early next week. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, when I start a book, I write out all the topics I want to put in the book, all the things I want to cover, different chapter ideas, and get kind of an idea of what I want to have in the book so I know what I'm going to write about, so I have a focus for my thoughts. And then what I do is I start breaking down all that into chapters and kind of trying to create a format. So in this particular book, as I've gotten to create it, taking it more seriously because I really intend to take this book to market and to publish it as soon as I can. So I've gone to the effort of mapping it out, putting chapters together kind of where I like to have them, and kind of working with that. Things are not final as far as that goes. I'm still in editing process, of course, but overall I've written over 31 chapters to date, and that's in under 3 weeks of starting the book. Of course, the chapters are not super large. I think the largest chapter would probably be like 6 or 7 pages. So that's as big as the chapters get, is 6 or 7 pages. And really the point is I want to make sure the book is consumable. So there's going to be a lot of chapters, but the chapters aren't going to be massive, because I think it's fair to say that people don't want to read a book about getting jobs that are a job to read. So I wanted to make sure I keep the chapters as brief as I can and just compact everything as quickly as I can into each chapter. So with that, I organized out some chapters and then broke the book into some sections, and so I'm working on that. And so each day, generally what I'll do is I will, when I go to work on another chapter, I'll take out my legal pad, I'll brainstorm some ideas for what I'm going to write in each chapter. And I call this writing like a chapter framework. So it's not 100% what the chapter is going to be exactly about, or it's not writing everything word for word what's going to be in the chapter, so much as it's a brainstorm and a point by point kind of, these are the things I want to have in each chapter. So today I wrote up 3 chapters basically, and put different ideas about what I want to put in the chapters, and different points I want to make sure are included. And then I started working on them, writing them. And so I planned those 3 chapters, and then today I also wrote the 3 first drafts for those chapters, and I have them here. So every time I finish a chapter, what I do is I put a paper clip on the chapters, and then I'll put it away for the next day, because I found that I can do a decent job of editing my own work if I let my work sit overnight and I come back to it the next day and do some editing. So actually this morning when I got into the office, that was the first thing I did. We'll include that in the video. I think I might throw that in the intro. You might have already seen it then. Of me editing yesterday's work. So yesterday I wrote 4 chapters. It was a really good day. It was really productive. And so I got all of it here. So when I edit it, just like in school, I take some red ink to the page, and I go through and look for as much as what I can find as things can be improved or changed or added, or all sorts of things that I'm looking for when I do that. And then I kind of make a note as to when I edited it for my own personal reference to be able to look back and see what I did with that. And then once I've done the editing, I'll go back to the computer and I'll make the changes and go through and do the edits, and I create what I call like a second draft. And then I put away the second drafts, and when I put away the second drafts, I kind of count that mentally and saying, okay, I'm done with the chapter for now, and I see the chapter's kind of complete. Of course, everything is still technically in the editing process, and things will still be reviewed, definitely, but it's at this point when I've written it, edited it once, and kind of gone through it once, and then cleaned it up as best I can, I put it aside and say, you know what, I'm done writing that chapter for now. And so I've done that with 31 chapters, not including the chapters I wrote today. And so I'm really excited about that. It's coming together really fast. And then I guess, yeah, once I'm done writing the chapters, what I'll do is I'll sort them into sections. So like this one, these 3 here, these 4 actually, yeah, these 4, because these are the ones I edited this morning and wrote yesterday. These 4 are going to get sorted into their sections in the book, and with that I have just the paper clips here. I can't remember what the heck these things are called. Yeah, but there's separators here, whatever. And then I separate them by sections here, so that way when I look at my book, I can see each section coming together, see how much is left to go on it, and keep working at it. If you ever have any comments, questions, or want to know a little bit more about how I put the book together, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll get back to you. Oh yeah, another big deal. You may have noticed that all the text is on one side of the page. And actually I do that for editing purposes and for kind of mental purposes, because sometimes I find that if I were to write for the full page, then I'd be like, oh, I got so much to write. But when I shrink it down to half a page on the computer, it's kind of easier to look at mentally, and because I just chunk them into the small bite-sized pieces mentally when I go about writing. And also when I go to edit, it makes it a lot easier because there's more room for notes and for comments or for different things I might want to add or subtract that I can just write on the other side of the page, anything I need to write down. And that's really helpful for me. So yeah, if you're into writing, hopefully these things may have helped you. If you want to write a book of your own one day, or want to kind of think about putting thoughts together in this way and kind of organizing it, feel free to try out the things I've shared as far as, you know, brainstorming titles, brainstorming chapters and topics, and kind of building a framework for the book, and then building frameworks for chapters, and then writing first drafts and editing, creating second drafts, and then chunking things into different sections and kind of formatting the book. Overall, I'm really excited with how things are coming together. It's coming together really fast with already 31 chapters in under 3 weeks written. Of course, I'm not a professional writer. I didn't go to school to be a writer. I did really well in high school in English, so I figured mine as well. I enjoy writing. But yeah, I'm really writing about a passion I have as far as employment for teenagers and young adults. And I really strongly feel that teenagers and young adults struggle with their jobs in the sense they might not know always what to do in the work environment, and they might not always get the most that they can out of their jobs. When we go to work, we typically think about going to work for money, and that's fair. We need money to live, and there's no denying that. But the hard reality is there's a lot of lessons we can learn at work that sometimes are missing. And so the point of this book is to really help teenagers and young adults grasp a chunk of those lessons in the workplace so they can use them to become better people, to develop their skills and abilities, and to really develop their self-confidence and their independence, and to become adults who are fully competent and who are continual learners. That they see learning is not just something that takes place in a classroom, but something that takes place wherever they are, especially in the workplace, where they can learn every day and where they can get paid to learn. And so I'm really excited to put it together. I'm going to really quickly sort these out into their sections. I'm going to speed it up in the video so it doesn't take forever. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos. I'm definitely not a professional vlogger, but I just want to take some time today to go over kind of like my writing process that I go through. So yeah, every day when I come in to work, I'll edit the chapters I wrote the day before, and then I'll revise them and type them out. So I hope that you enjoyed this quick video, kind of going over how I write my book, and it's coming together really fast. So I wrote 4 chapters yesterday, wrote 3 today, and we'll just keep going. And I'll really quickly chunk these chapters into their section. Alright, so there you have it. This is my book so far with, is it 32? No, 31 chapters. This is my book so far with 31 chapters. So yeah, it's coming together really quick, and I'm excited. And yeah, if you have any questions about what I'm writing about, or any suggestions what I should include, feel free to drop a comment in the comment box below. Or if you know me personally and you're seeing this video, contact me if you have any questions. You got my phone number and my Facebook and Twitter if you know me. It's fine to contact me that way. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you again. You have a good one.